Good evening, family and friends. It is one of life's richest surprises when the accidental meeting of two life paths lead them to proceed together along the common path as husband and wife. It is one of life's finest experiences when a relationship grows into a permanent bond of love. This meeting and this growth bring us together today in the presence of the one true God to witness the joining of Jacob and Rebekah in holy matrimony. Love is a mighty power, a great and complete good. Love alone lightens every burden and makes rough places smooth. It bears every hardship as though it were nothing, and renders all bitterness sweet and acceptable. Nothing is sweeter than love, nothing stronger, nothing higher, nothing wider, nothing more pleasant, nothing fuller or better in heaven or earth. For love is born of God. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. Jacob and Rebekah, will you please face each other and join hands? Jacob, please repeat after me. I promise to encourage Rebekah.
I promise to encourage Rebekah.
To stand by her side.
To stand by her side.
To share laughter during the good times.
To share laughter during the good times.
And stand strong through the bad times.
And stand strong through the bad times.
To dry her tears when necessary.
To dry her tears when necessary.
And offer a kind word when needed.
And offer a kind word when needed.
To share all I have to offer.
To share all I have to offer.
I promise these things now.
I promise these things now.
And for all the days of my life.
And for all the days of my life.
Jacob, do you come with love and without reservation to join together with this woman in marriage?
I do.
Rebekah, please repeat after me. I promise to encourage Jacob.
I promise to encourage Jacob.
To stand by his side.
To stand by his side.
To share laughter during the good times.
To share laughter during the good times.
And stand strong through the bad times.
And stand strong through the bad times.
To dry his tears when necessary.
To dry his tears when necessary.
And offer a kind word when needed.
And offer a kind word when needed.
To share all I have to offer.
To share all I have to offer.
I promise these things now.
I promise these things now.
And for all the days of my life.
And for all the days of my life.
Rebekah, do you come with love and without reservation to join together with this man in marriage?
I do.
These rings symbolize your union, an unbroken circle of love to be worn all the days so long as you both shall live. May these rings remind you of the vow and commitment that you have made here today.
Give this ring in remembrance of this hour, a symbol of love that is beautiful, endless, and complete.
I give this ring as a remembrance of this hour, a love that is beautiful, endless, and complete.
Rebecca and Jacob, you have committed here today to share the rest of your lives with each other. We have witnessed your giving and receiving of rings and the exchange of vows. Now we will observe you create a lasting visual representation of these promises. The purple sand represents Rebecca and all that you were, all that you are, and all that you will ever be. The black sand represents Jacob and all that you were, all that you are, and all that you will ever be. Your relationship is symbolized through the pouring of these two individual containers of sand into one container. The individual colors do not cease to exist, but there are times when the two are blended. It is this blending that is marriage. Jacob and Rebecca, you are mature people who have established individual patterns of living. Yet you have found not only a need for companionship, but the satisfaction, that need in each other's company. It is this love, based upon a responsible understanding, that will aid you in creating, out of your two lives, a marriage and a happiness you will share together. You have promised each other your love. You have proclaimed your vows. You have given each other rings to wear as a sign of your eternal commitment, and become one through the visual representation of the unity sand. May the Lord make your love increase and overflow for each other. It is now my distinct pleasure to declare that you are husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Thank you to Becca and Jake for organizing such a splendid occasion, and also on behalf of Becca and Jake, my wife Candy and I, Jake's parents Christine and Christopher, what a real pleasure it is to welcome all the relatives and friends who are here today to celebrate their marriage. So thank you for being with us. Before I go any further, I would like to ask just a moment of silence that we remember those who meant so much to us from our respective families, but sadly cannot be with us today. I'm certainly sure that they're here in spirit. At 12:31, February 28, 1990, Becca came screaming into the world. And from that time on, it's been the greatest ride of my life. Candy and I were parents, and without a how-to book, we did just like every other parent, the best we can. While writing this speech, Becca, I needed some inspiration, so I took some of my favorite pictures of you, and with some tears, this is what I came up with. When Candy was expecting, everyone said it was going to be a girl. I argued. I said boy, and being the stubborn, hard-headed Italian male that I am, that day in February, when she was born, the first time I saw her face, it didn't matter. She had my heart, and I knew that, and I'd be wrapped around her little finger for the rest of her life. Yep. But that's not too bad. She's Daddy's little girl. Yeah. And the memories I have of Daddy's little girl, of the daddy and daughter dates that we went on to movies. She was my fishing buddy. She was my little girl and always will be. At this point, I'm supposed to bring up some embarrassing moments from Becca's past, highlights of strange traits, so they can all have a good laugh at her expense, but on the basis that she has more on me, and in the interest of I'm going to pass on that one. But there was a time that I was watching her, and well, I was playing a video game, and she went to the dog's dish and followed the dog to the toilet bowl. So Jake, remember this, the next time you kiss her.
Oh no!
Well, I heard it from a reliable source. Jake was part of a wedding party last weekend. And when the part came for the groom to say, "I do," Jake burst out yelling, "I do, I do, I do." Becca turned to him and said, "Our wedding's next week." He even beat out the groom. Excuse me while I separate this. I got 4 more pages. No. But honestly, Jake is, to be in his company for a short time is to think you have known him all your life. He's an intelligent, friendly, easygoing, happy-go-lucky young guy, the life and soul of every party, and a pleasure to be with. Jake, it's a huge honor and a real pleasure to officially welcome you to my family. Now, it's customary on occasions such as this for the father of the bride to offer special, profound advice. So here goes. Happy marriage begins when we marry the one we love. They blossom when they love the one we marry. When children find true love, parents find true joy. We cannot fully enjoy life unless someone we love enjoys it with us. It's not my words, but I fully agree with it. Finally, good people, I would ask you to stand up. Take your glasses for the toast. Here's to the past for all you learned. Here's to the future for all you share. Here's to the future for your plans together. Here's to love, laughter, and happy ever. Let's give them a hand. I give you the bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. Jacob Oaks.
For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kristen. I'm the maid of honor and best friend of the bride. I want to start off by saying that every once in a while, 2 people meet and you know it's meant to be. You know instantly that the stars have aligned and their paths would bring them together, regardless what the world may throw their way. This was clearly the case 10 years ago when Becca and I met. Looking back over the years, I can honestly say we know more about each other than we probably care to. That's because we share everything without passing too much judgment. We have laughed together, we've cried together, a lot. Yeah. We have inside jokes that only we find funny and secret names for people so that we can talk about them in public. Personally, I think we're hysterical, but that's why we're friends, because I don't think anybody else does. I want you to know that I wrote a speech for today about 50 times over. I couldn't think of anything perfect enough to describe just how much I love you. There are no words big enough to define the kind of friend you are to me, and I certainly have no idea how to summarize everything I wanted to say to make it all fit onto one page, but I will say this. You're one of the best kinds of friends I could ask for. We've always had each other's backs, no matter how stupid we've been or what mistakes we've made in the past. You're one of the most loyal and caring people I've ever met, and I couldn't be happier that you're my best friend. I don't know where I'd be without my best friend, but I do know that standing here today on your wedding day is exactly where I'm supposed to be. Now, when it comes to Jake and Becca as a couple, I really couldn't have picked a better man to take my place as her best friend. Jake, I've given up a lot today. Becca was supposed to grow old with me, but instead she chose true love over the single life with me. I've seen the way that she's changed when she's with you, and the only way I can describe it is that being with you makes her a better, more sane person. You have found a way to tame the beast, and for that, I think we're all I hope you can both look back on today as the day you loved each other the least. Congratulations.
All right, so apparently I should have gone first because it's going to be tough to top that. For those of you that don't know, I met Jake back in high school. We are the same age and we played baseball together throughout high school. So I was looking back on it. We've known each other for about 10 years now, as hard as it is to believe. And at our graduation, our speaker had the normal cliche, everybody's going to change. Of course everybody's going to change. Like over the next 5 years, we're 20 years old. What I didn't realize is that how much people could change in such a short period of time. Jake, the kid you see, the man you see sitting in front of you today is not the man I once knew. He used to be a shy kid, afraid to talk to anything with a heartbeat, and now he's a confident man, walking up to beautiful ladies and asking them out. So I'd like to give him a congratulations for that. When you change, it's not always in your best interest, but for Jake, he's made a lot of tough choices in his life. He changed colleges, he's changed careers, he found something that he genuinely loves, which he's giving back to the community. I think it's great. And he's made tough decisions. He came up to me, I was actually there when he met Becca, and he's like, "You think I should go talk to her?" I'm like, "Is that even a question?" And he didn't need an answer from me. We'll leave it at that. So he went up and introduced her. So I was very glad to see it. That was kind of the turning point I saw for him, where he went out and did it on his own. As I've mentioned, he's grown personally, he's grown professionally, he's got a little career headed his way. He'll grow physically one of these days, he'll grow some muscles, but until then, I'm just glad to call him one of my best mans. I wish I was better with speeches so I could express how truly jealous I am of where him and Becca are at this point in their life. Because where they are, I'd like to be in 5 years, much less right now. So congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Oates.
Hi, good evening, everyone. First off, on Jacob and mine's behalf, we are so thankful for everyone who was able to make it today. Planning a wedding in 6 weeks was not ideal or easy by any means, and we're so thrilled that so many of you took the time out of your day to be here with us. This week's been really rough. I don't know. Some of you may know some of the things that have been happening. And so we are truly blessed for those of you who were able to make it and help us celebrate such a special day. So yeah, everyone, thanks. And this isn't just about us tonight. We're celebrating all the love we have for you guys as well, and joining 2 families and 2 sets of friends. So let's get this party started. Yeah.
baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, yeah. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, yeah. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, yeah. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, yeah.
All right, for those of you asking what this is, I want you right over here in front of me. Stand right here. I want you to rock side to side like this, real easy. The dance move is so simple. We're gonna jump to the front like this. Jump and shake your butt, and then backwards and shake your butt. Step to the side, to the other side. Then we walk real cool like this. All right, jump to the front. Take it to the back.
I'm shaking it,
To the right like this.
haze blue in the face, like I'm drinking the case.
Now walk a real cool some attitude.
Taking the game's mine. Yeah, I want some change.
Now this is the time you have to turn around. Face the DJ booth right here. Face the face. Jump forward. Jump backwards.
Yeah, I'm looking at something.
To the right.
A girl told me that a man
To the left.
that I could possibly get down.
Now walk with some attitude.
Yeah, I'm a ladies, let me see it vibrate. And when it's over, you ain't gonna need your
Whoop, whoop.
cause I'm a pro, make you big.
All right, just rock side to side like this now. Pull those muscles down.
Baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, yeah. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, yeah. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, yeah. Wobble, baby, wobble.
Pull your hands up and down. All right, get ready to jump forward. Jump backwards. To the right, let's go. To the left. Walk with some attitude. All right, everybody face the DJ booth. Fake the DJ booth. Clap your hands to the beat like this. A little something everybody knows. Taking it back to the new millennium. Who remembers Y2K? Clap those hands, everybody.
We're gonna do the basic step. To the left. Take it back now, y'all.
Jump up, let's go.
Right foot, let's start. Left foot, let's start. Cha-cha, real smooth.
Say uh-oh. Say uh-oh. Turn around.
To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time.
Just jump.
Right foot, let's start.
Stop.
Left foot, let's start.
Stop.
Cha-cha now, y'all.
Say uh-oh.
Last time to get
Say uh-oh.
to the right.
Face the back, to the right, to the left.
Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. One hop this time. Right foot, 2 stumps. Left foot, 2 stumps. Slide to the left.
Woo!
Slide to the right. Crisscross. Crisscross. Cha-cha, real smooth.
Say uh-oh. Say uh-oh. Face the back, to the left.
Take it back now, y'all. 2 hops this time.
1, 2, count it out. 1, 2.
Right foot, 2 stumps. Left foot, 2 stumps. Hands on your knees.
Put your hands on your knees and get funky out there. Who's getting crazy? Who's getting silly? Who's getting wild?
Yeah. Come on. Cha-cha now, y'all.
Say uh-oh. Say uh-oh. Face the side.
To the left. Take it back now, y'all. 5 hops this
Count.
time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right foot, let's start. Left foot, let's start. Right foot again. Left foot again.
Now's when you get to show off your dance skills. The camera's watching. How? You know what?
Freeze.
Everybody clap your hands. Face the camera. Clap your hands, everybody.
Come on, y'all.
I got a question.
Check it out, y'all.
How low can you go?
Can you go? Can you go down low? All the way to the floor? How low can you go? Can you bring it to the top? Like you never stop? Can you bring it to the top? One hop. Right foot now. Left foot now, y'all. Cha-cha, real smooth.
All right, so we're looking for the loudest singers. Let's go, let's go. Lower man to the floor.
to go. Them birthday cakes, they stole the show. So sexual, she was flexible, professional, drinking Xanol. Hold up, wait a minute, do I see what I think I will? Yeah, the thing I seen, sure they get low. Ain't the same when it's up that close. Make it rain, I'm making it snow. Up the pole, I got the big pole. I'ma say that I prefer to no clothes. Only 10, I love women exposed. She threw it back at me, I gave her low. That ain't a problem, I know it been crazy. Had them apple bottom jeans. The whole club was looking at her. She hit the club. Next thing you know, shorty got low. It's like pants and the Reeboks with the stripe. She turned around and gave that big booty a slap. She hit the club. Next thing you know, shorty got low.
Suavemente, bésame, que quiero sentir tus labios.
Whoever partners, spin it around.
Suavemente, bésame, que quiero sentir tus labios besándome otra vez. Suave, bésame, suave, bésame otra vez. Yo quiero sentir tus labios besándome otra vez. Suave, bésame, suave,